And there we go. And I believe we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to In the Paint Media Group podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Rodney Jones. I also serve as moderator. I'm trying to get my head straight here. Pardon me. Here I am. Also joining me is the man who created the show, Mr. Monkey Cunningham, also known on here as Max 11, and my main man, my faithful ride or die, my man Chandler. How you doing, Chandler?
What's up, everybody?
What's up, Chandler?
That's it. And of course, I ain't asked Max 611 how you doing because no one really cares. So no one really gives a damn. And let me just throw this disclaimer out before it gets started. I got knuckleheads behind me, all right, and they're still doing the fireworks. Go figure. I wish they blow their freaking hands off today with this nonsense. I'm just like, seriously, it's ridiculous. So with that being said, so if you get a lot of fireworks behind me in the background, please forgive. I'll try to mute myself when I can. So with that being said, let's get into some sports. The first thing on the docket tonight, we're going to talk about, we talked about this briefly a little bit last week, but the NHL now is they made an announcement to bring back the season. They're actually in agreement. It's just a matter of time when they're going to play the game. I think it's going to be later this month, if I'm not mistaken. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But I touched on this a little bit last week in regards to the NBA and football to an extent. Why? And this is coming off the heels of a report. I think it was 9 different NHL players that came down with COVID-19. But yet you're going to proceed with this? That makes absolutely no sense to me, Joe. No sense whatsoever. I'm just like, what is wrong with canceling a damn season? Listen, I'm a big sports fan. Just like Max 11 and definitely Champ. We're all big sports fans. But I got to be honest with you, I'm speaking for myself. I have not missed the sports as much as I thought I would. I didn't. It's like, okay, it is what it is. I understand. I have the mentality of, first, it's safety. Safety first. Before any type of games where you have player personnel, staff, fans that might get possibly infected. It's a life thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the hell? I just don't get that. What's the freaking rush? It's ridiculous. And I'll just pass it on to you guys and see what your thoughts are.
I agree with you. It's BS, and we know it's about money. It's about them trying to make more money, even though they're multi-billionaires. So they really need to make money. But then again, I don't know what's in somebody's Coke reservoir in there, what they use to trick with. So
you stupid.
but yeah, it's about the money.
Right.
And they want to still capitalize on making money. So that's why they are trying to go forward with the NHL, with the NBA, with Major League Baseball, the NFL. For me, I think that too many, like you said, we see too many other athletes coming down with COVID,
right?
And they're testing positive. And also just think about the workers,
right.
So wherever they're gonna do their season at, like let's take the NHL for example, wherever they're gonna, whatever arena they're gonna use, you have to have people there to, monitor the lights, people to, trainers and everything, doctors have to be there. So it's a lot of moving parts, and a lot of moving parts can be affected if they come down with COVID. So for me, as a fan, I'm good. I've been good with not watching sports right now and just dealing with my day-to-day.
Right.
So I'm gonna let Chandler speak now.
I mean, when it comes to the NHL, they don't care about their players. See, most players are followers. So they're going to be pressured into playing. They're trying to make money. They're young and stupid and think they're invincible. So I can understand the player mentality. Okay? The owners only give a damn about making money. Now, the NHL, the NBA, and the NFL, you can't socially distance and play that sport at the same time. It's impossible. The Tampa Bay Lightning already had to shut down their facility. The St. Louis Blues just had to shut down their facility.
Right.
this is going to continue to happen. Now they're trying to go up to Canada and do their bubble there, but the Canadian government's like, well, why should we let these guys in? Okay,
right.
So you take into account another country might say, listen, you got a bunch of people testing positive. Y'all stay over there. The Canadian players are good. They're already here. Okay, if you're already in Canada, you can play, but you ain't coming. All right. So the NHL makes no sense. The NBA, you know how I feel about the NBA. I don't think they should be playing at all because they have an opportunity to do something financially and make actual change, and they're choosing not to. But Joel Embiid had an interview today, and I thought it was really telling. He said, I don't think it's safe. I don't think we should be doing it. I don't want to do it, but I feel like I'll be letting people down, so I kind of have to do it. How many players are doing this because they feel like they have to? And that's a sad statement on these unions and associations where you got guys saying, basically what Joel Embiid is saying is that peer pressure is the reason he's endangering his life.
Stupid. That's just stupid. You understand? Like I said, man, I'm just tired of the same thing. I get tired of waking up to the news and the sports, and hearing these different reports. Oh, but here comes the comeback. This just today. Like, matter of fact, in baseball, the Yankees had a inter-squad game. Did they not?
Yeah.
They just had an inter-squad game. And I'm like, yo, come on, man. I'm like, why are you all rushing this? And Mac, you said already, we already know, and you're 100% correct, all about the money. You understand? But when it comes to people's health and their well-being, they don't give a crap. And I don't want to hear anything about, and no disrespect, because I don't want to bring up this person's name. I respect the opinion, but I really don't want to hear anything about, well, there's no players or superstars that died or whatever. I really don't give two F's about them dying. You understand? You die. I mean, I'm keeping it real. What happened to the person that is like an assistant to the general manager, so to speak? You understand? That type of personnel. Right. You know what I mean? Coaches or whatnot. That's the people I really care. You understand what I'm saying? And, I mean, it may sound kind of messed up coming out the way I said it. It is what it is. But I'm just saying, there's more to just players. There's other personnel that's going to be in the building and that you're going to expose them to. What is so hard to understand about? I'm sorry. It just pisses me off.
What about the family? What about the family?
Right. That too. Thank you.
There are long-term health repercussions from this disease. This is stuff that's going to pop up in your 50s, maybe, in your 60s, maybe in your 40s. Right. Based on your physiology, your family history, and whatever underlying, because we all have some kind of underlying health issue. Some are minor, some are major, but we all got something going on in our bodies as we get older that affects us. So you're basically saying, I'm willing to endanger not only my life, but my wife, my kids, my brothers, my sisters, my mother, my aunt, my uncle,
everybody.
Because if I don't, people are going to talk bad about me. Okay, I got you.
It just doesn't make any sense, dude. I'm just like, yo, come on. But that, you know what? And thank you for bringing up about the family. That was a hugely important factor for that. You understand? It really is, because I didn't even think about that my damn self. But again, we're talking pure facts. I'm sick of it. You know what I'm saying? This is really gonna turn me off from sports again. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how long I'm gonna be doing this. Just in the paint thing, to you honestly, because I'm gonna be totally turned off soon, and I'm not even gonna want to discuss it with anybody. Sorry, Mac. But I'm just being real, man. You know?
We went a whole year and a half without watching football, the both of us. Sure. But we still talk about football topics. Right. True that. And the way we did it because some of our listeners watch. Right. And we could listen to them talk about games and
Exactly.
But I agree with you. Sports world is man, we gotta clean up gymnastics. We got colleges where they're doing nonsense. So yeah, I agree with you.
You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, ladies, I don't know how long Independence is going to be on the air.
but we're well versed, so we can talk about anything.
No doubt.
We get into politics, entertainment, which we've done on the show.
For sure, you already know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, bro, it's freaking crazy. So with that being said, unless you guys want to, talk more on this, we're gonna move on to our next topic. And Mac, you gave a little precursor, so to speak, when you said about the NCAA, specifically in men's basketball. What's this guy's name? Makur Maker.
Makur Maker.
Makur Maker.
He's Stan Maker's nephew who plays.
Okay. So now he's gonna commit to Howard University instead of some of the other bigger tiered universities, colleges.
Right.
So what's some of your thoughts on this, gentleman?
For me, I think it's a great move. Because we've spoken on this before on our show, and I've had discussions with other people that the historically black colleges, the HBCUs, need to bring some of our athletes to those colleges.
Right.
And my thing, and I'm not an advocate for the Dukes, the North Carolinas, the Ohio States, the Penn States. I'm not advocating for them at all. But take a look at it like from this perspective. If I go to a kid and I'm a recruiter and I say, "Hey, I coach at Morgan State. Would you come here? Morgan State? You on TV?
Right.
You got a network?
Right.
I think I'm gonna go to Duke because they in the ACC. You Division I. And me and Chandler had a discussion on this offline like a day or two ago.
Okay.
We do need our young men, our young women. We need to go to those schools. They need to make as much money. Howard's endowment is $700 million. I looked at Duke's. Duke's is over a couple of billion, and some of the others over a couple of billion. So the dollars aren't being spent, that way. And him going there, it could be a game changer. But some of the other kids might decide to go there.
Right.
I'm gonna let
go ahead, Chandler.
I'm gonna let Chandler speak.
The thing that struck me was when I found out when Maker was talking about it, and he said one of the things that helped was the Howard coach actually recruited him.
Right.
So you have a lot of these HBCU coaches not even trying to recruit these kids. Now, that doesn't mean you'll get them, but you got to get your name out there. You got to get your school's name out there. You got to make a phone call. Even if they tell you, no, I want to be on TV, so I'm going to XXY, they might tell a man who's also a player, but maybe not D1 level like them, yo, can you believe this dude from Morgan State? Morgan State, hey, I ain't never heard of him. Let me check them out. You might get a recruit that you never would have gotten simply by trying to recruit somebody who tells you no. These HBCUs, they got to do a better job of actually going and trying to recruit these guys.
Right.
But what I think with the environment the way it is now, and you find there's so many of these kids that have gone to schools that are predominant, that are racist schools, the Oklahoma States, the Oklahomas, Penn State. We can go down the list, okay, of these schools where before they didn't have a voice. They felt like they had to go there because they had no choice. They needed to go D1. They needed the notoriety. They got to get their face out there so they can get drafted high. Now that they have the power to say, listen, y'all get rid of this coach or I'm out of here, maybe some of them will say, you know what, screw that. I can still go to an HBCU. I got social media. And if I say I'm going to this HBCU because this school is problematic racially, there's issues, I'm bringing the notoriety with me. Now people are going to want to see that school and see what I'm doing. So I can still get my name out there. I'm still going to be evaluated. I can still get drafted high. But also what we can do is listen, the NBA used to be full of HBCU athletes, okay? Earl Monroe, Wes Unseld, Artis Gilmore. You go down the list of Hall of Famers, most of them went to HBCUs, okay? The NFL, there was a time when 3/4 of the stars in the NFL came from HBCUs.
Right.
Okay. So it's not like this is not something that wasn't going on before, and it can go again. But the kids have to be involved. But more importantly, these HBCUs got to get on their job and get out there and grind.
Well said. Well said. I just want to add also that what goes on, what goes on at the bigger schools, like the bigger universities,
right?
In terms of how kids act, in terms of how schools are leeching and making money off of them. It goes that way too at the HBCUs. And I hope that they, for the most part, are clean and running their programs clean.
Yeah.
And also teaching the young men how to be men and let them grow into be responsible, intelligent men. And I hope that if the pendulum changes and kids start going to HBCUs, that we don't see the same, and I'm gonna use Dom's word, the same fuckery that we see at the bigger universities.
Right.
If
There he
you
is.
want these kids, you got to do it right.
Right. Well, speaking of Dom, there he is. And Dom, welcome. Before you even get started, Dom, let me just do a couple of shout outs. I want to thank certain people for checking us out in the chat room. My man Jeremy is back. What's up, Big J? You know what I'm saying? I see you with you chatting out there. You know what I'm saying? My man was like, the kids and the parents have an opportunity to change the game. What do you guys think about that statement, brother Jeremy?
Go ahead, Don.
First and foremost, I am a proud graduate of an HBCU for my master's degree. I went to Fayetteville State University. I don't know if I ever told you guys.
My brother.
But here's the problem, and something I actually learned when I was there.
Right.
Like Chandler said, their promotion and getting out there and preaching to the masses. Let's take away the football, the basketball, the sports aspect of it.
Right.
Their process of selling their product has gotten so bad. Couple that with, I ain't making this political, but up until this year, the HBCUs have been neglected by the federal government. This is the first year that they've eclipsed what they have been collecting. They was always sponsored by, of course, their alum, their boosters, and of course the federal government.
Right.
But for years, the federal government overlooked them. And this is all the things, guys, that I learned when I was there.
Okay.
I think I graduated in 2019, last year, I think. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I actually,
congratulations.
Exactly.
I actually gained my master's through them. So I got to, actually sit and chit chat. I'll tell you what, guys, funny story. When I was thinking about it, I called and I was like, hey, it's the closest place. Do you have a master's in this? They was like, yeah. I said, well, I got to put a disclaimer out there. I'm Italian, I'm white. I know it's an HBCU. The lady said, hold up, Dom. She called me Dom. She didn't even know me. She said, hold up, Dom. What does the letters HBCU stand for? I said, historically Black College and University. She said, the key word in that is historically. It didn't say only. She said, look, let me just stop you, because you sound like you're a good talker. How about you come down here? Don't commit. Come down here. Come to my office. I'll show you around.
Okay.
Long story short, I committed for my last 2 years to get my master's. And you know what, guys? I had a great time. First of all, I went to the football games for free, so that was pretty cool. But going back to what Chandler was saying, and the basketball games, and I even attended a couple of baseball games.
Okay.
Going back to what Chandler was saying, think of some of the NFL players: Sammy White, Doug Williams. You're talking, stellar individuals. But somewhere, and again, guys, I'm not talking out of pocket. This is what I actually learned, because they will teach you the history. I don't know if any of you guys actually attended at HBCU.
No.
Not that it really matters, but they actually, at least at FSU, they actually teach you the history of HBCUs.
Oh, wow.
And that's how we got to, at that time, it was 2019. And they was like, we lost, they admitted, we lost our way, but a lot of people lost their way in helping us too.
Right.
Don't get it twisted. There's a lot that goes into this. Just think about it. Think about it this way, guys. Imagine the number of dollars, take away the federal government, take away all that good shit. Imagine the booster program at a Duke, Penn State, UNC, and I got my bachelor's from UNC, but I will never donate money to them. Never. I won't do it. I've been to Penn State, UNC, FSU. I would only give money to FSU.
Okay.
Why? Because y'all are getting enough. Trust me, y'all are getting 36,000. Y'all are getting 36,000 times more than FSU, or let's say a Howard. Pick any HBCU. Y'all are getting 3,600,000 million times more money just on TV, than these schools are getting with everything: boosters, federal money, under the pocket money, boosters. A drug dealer giving you $100,000, you're still getting a zillion times more than they're getting. And again, guys, this is what they told me. It was like, you get a little history lesson of it, which was great. Don't get me wrong. But that's where I started catching on. And when I read you guys' promo before the show, I was like, wow, they're gonna be talking about HBCUs. I commend this kid. Will he get the shine he would have got at, let's say, a UNC, a Duke, Kentucky? Well, you know what? From what I gather, he ain't interested in the shine. First of all, the kid's good enough.
Yeah, he's a top 5 recruit.
Right. Just by him saying I'm going to a HBCU didn't make people say I'm gonna stop watching R.
Right, exactly.
Okay. They didn't say, oh damn, he went to Syracuse and he played lacrosse. It didn't stop it. So he did the right thing, for some reason. Of course, he chose that school, and I wish him the best. I mean, look, we all know Howard ain't the greatest place to go to play basketball. No shade.
You know that.
Howard, if anybody's listening.
Right.
No shade, but you ain't going to be. But he may turn it around. He may start. Here we go with that blip and the trend. And there's a way I separate social media and real life. We may look at this kid as being a blip on the screen. Oh, how many people are going to. You'd be surprised. Yeah. I never thought for the life of me I would attend when it had nothing to do with color, guys. Trust me, it had nothing to do with that. I just was under the impression that, HBCUs, I don't want to go steal somebody's thunder because I wasn't getting it. Well, I was getting a free ride, excuse me, but really wasn't free. It wasn't like they picked me because I was white. I had benefits and FSU wasn't turning them down. Yeah. So, but I just thought about it and I said, you know what? One, it'd be a great experience. Not like I've never been around black people. I grew up in the Bronx. So, and you'd be surprised, guys. Fayetteville is not a, humongous city. It's the 3rd largest city in Fayetteville, but it's not like a New York or a Chapel Hill. But to see the different cultures, people, states that come here, and again, for a small time, it's a university, guys. Don't get it twisted. It's a small university, but y'all know college. There's not many places you could go to unless they're a major school that's going to offer you associates, bachelors, and a master's. Most of the time you're going to have to go somewhere else to get one of them at least. Maybe a master's for what you're dealing with. You may have to go to another school to get a master's, but they offer all 3. So, and they get honestly one of their biggest boosters or supporters, I will say, is J. Cole. J. Cole, Dennis Smith Jr. And neither one of them went there. Neither one of them went to FSU. I think J. Cole went to St. John's.
Yes, he did.
Dennis Smith Jr. went to NC State. But, he was highly touted coming out of high school. So he knew he was only going to do a year in college. And he stood close to home where he'd get a little bit of shine. NC State stuck. They were stuck. They sucked. They didn't have no program except him at that time. But, he knew he was only going to be there for a year. But, again, this is a great move for this kid. I just hope more people, regardless of color, support these programs because a lot of people of all colors, of all backgrounds, have turned their backs on HBCUs. It's sort of pathetic because guess what? There are some HBCUs that have been in existence longer than a Penn State, a UNC, a Syracuse, a Kentucky. Let's just keep it honest, guys. I mean, do a little bit of history. Don't just trust what I'm saying. Think about that. Howard is an old university.
Yes, it is.
It's a very old Winston-Salem, another one. Grambling, Morgan State. The list goes on and on and on, guys. And they just went away. And if you listen to the stories, guys, they went away for a sad reason. Now maybe it's their time, make a comeback and a splash. Yeah, the curriculum is great, guys. I mean, other than sports, the curriculum was great, and it was fun. Again, I was a little older than the average student, and I was a different color, but I never felt it. We all, all went out in the back. Those of us that smoked, we all smoked together. We didn't say, Imagine me saying I'm only gonna smoke with the white guys.
Yeah.
Good luck with this. Good
luck with that. Exactly. Good luck with that.
First of all, a lot of white people don't smoke because they're a little, but brothers like smoking, and we'd all go behind the football stadium, have a couple of cigarettes, and go to the next class, just like high school. It was great, guys. But anyway,
you know what's funny? And I just want to just bring this up from the chat room. My man Jay, he was saying it's got to start somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And I totally agree with that. It does have to start somewhere. So maybe this young man will be the start. You understand?
Yeah.
To Howard University. So let's see what happens from there.
But we still can't forget, guys, that even if we support them via a hashtag in the social media world,
right?
But they need, trust me, they need the support, guys. They finally again caught up with some of the federal dollars, which will never make up for what they weren't getting.
Exactly.
Let's not get it twisted. And again, their boosters aren't, in the realm of an NC Kentucky. So we need to do our part too. I know it sounds cool and corny on a podcast, but when you think about it, guys, I mean, it is what it is. They need help. They won't be afraid if you talk to somebody from an HBCU that's honest. They'll tell you. They will come flat out and tell you we need help.
Right.
Yeah. And it ain't like they're going out and doing GoFundMe's and telethons.
Right.
And no, it's word of mouth through friends of alum, and you got to spread the word.
Exactly.
I mean, I attend all the corny stuff they have at FSU, just because it's right around, not far from me, and they do a good job, guys. And we know. Let's take color out the equation a minute. Their bands. If you go to something that they're doing for nothing but to hear the band, you're winning. You're winning.
Exactly. You're winning. You got that shit right.
Show up in the second quarter and watch the halftime show and take your ass home, but give some money.
Right. Don't
just go there to see the band and see the girls. Put some shit. Yeah, put something in that collection box.
Right.
It's like going to church. We ain't asking you for 10%. We asking you for some percent.
For sure. I understand what you're saying. That's all good.
I want to add that Maker has a friend, another young player. I forget his name, but he's scheduled to graduate in 2021.
Okay.
And his mom and his dad also went to HBCUs. So him and Makur were on social media. He said, "Yo, I'm up next."
Really?
So there's another one, and maybe, and like Dominic said, maybe this won't be a blip.
Right.
It'll be a trend.
Right. And there's a couple of things going on that could affect the NCAA. We got the historical league. We got players who can go overseas if they don't want to go to a college or a university to play their sport. Well, in basketball.
Okay.
You got other ways. The NBA has a new initiative league where players can go to college. They'll go to that. They go to them instead of going to college. So
I don't like that program, guys.
So it's a lot going on, but the NCAA is still a top dog.
Okay. But you also
go ahead, Chip. Sorry.
You also got the name, image, and likeness thing, and see that's where the HBCUs can really make up the ground. Because now that players can capitalize on their own name, image, and likeness.
Right.
Okay. Let's say I go to an HBCU, right? And I'm worried about my profile not being high enough. Well, if I'm getting money, if I'm doing commercials, if I'm doing advertising, right? My profile's high. So I don't need your network now because I'm on every other commercial. I'm like Baker Mayfield. I got 99 what was them damn commercials he was doing, Progressive or whoever the hell it was, where every time you turn around, you're a damn commercial, right? So, So,
oh man,
I can still raise my profile because I can go do 75,000 State Farm commercials with Jake, while I'm playing ball at Howard.
True,
but. Let me just interrupt 1 second, gentlemen.
Go ahead, brother.
This is where the yin and the yang comes from.
Here we go.
Here's where the parents got to be the parents in the room, because guess what? Let's just keep it real. Like what Chandler just said. Great idea. great program, great suggestion, great money. We're talking a Duke, a UNC. You get on one of their commercials, you're already in the light because you went to that school.
Right.
And now you're able to sell your likeness with that Duke jersey on. Again, what's your priority? Like the kid you just mentioned, Mac, he's a great example. His family comes from that tree. So them branching off from that tree may be a little different. But the average Joe, again, not taking anything away from what Chandler said, I'm just giving you the yang. Now that they have this opportunity, you got to be careful because, again, we're talking limelight, low light.
Right.
Money, little money, you know. Sorry. I mean,
I hear you, man. I hear you, brother. You know?
And that thing what Mark was saying, that NBA thing, that's ridiculous because that ain't guaranteed. That ain't nothing. They're gonna pay you peanuts for a year. You could have got a damn education, some form of education, and still displayed your talent. I think the NBA crossed a very slippery slope when they did that nonsense. Again, the money grab. That's why I'm starting to sway away from sports. And NBA ain't no different. Don't get it twisted. The NBA ain't no different.
Exactly.
It's a money grab. It's a money grab for them. But that poor kid, Mark don't cut it in that year, that one season. Where's Mark going? Well, you're going to decide, I'm going to go back to college now. What college team might pick you up now? You done missed your opportunity of getting recruited. They done moved on. Mark didn't move on. Mark went for that little $30,000 a year, bus fare, and now you're ASS'd out because that spot you thought you had at Duke, they done filled that twice. So now what do you do? Now what do you do?
Exactly. You already know.
Sorry, I ain't mean to rant again. But
no, that's okay.
That's a sucky program, guys.
Listen. We encourage rant. To be perfectly honest, you know. Shit, I'm a proponent of that. I mean, come on, you already know. You know what I'm saying? So now I want to get into the next topic, if you guys don't mind. And there was a certain gentleman, Colin Kaepernick, striking a deal with Disney. How did that happen? And I gotta tell you, listen, maybe I could be incorrect, but I love it. Good for him. Good for him. And one other thing that I learned was that was really way off the estimation. I was reading this in the I think it was the Wall Street Journal, if I'm not mistaken, of all places, and the credibility they have. I'm just saying, they were saying that this guy had taken a settlement for $10 million. I thought it was much higher, but I don't know. I just wanted to throw that out there. But good for him for landing this deal with Disney.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And being able to produce content like documentaries and other content. Good for him. To get that story out there. I love every single thing about it. What are your guys' perspectives, your takes on this?
I'm gonna do you all. I'm gonna do what you usually do. I'm gonna throw a curveball. I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
Please.
One of
Save me from doing it.
one of my friends, he's interviewed Colin Kaepernick, and he said that on stage, he said that Disney is a racist company. It's historically racist. Walt Disney was historically a racist person, and he said, so we want to tear down systematic racist institutions. He basically said, what is Colin doing by signing on with them and working with them and them basically promoting, producing with him his content? My thing on that is, yes, Disney is racist. We all know that.
Right.
Colin has an opportunity to do some things that he wants to do. And he also has an opportunity to give voice to Black producers and directors and other people of that nature. So for me, it's a good deal. Right. I don't agree with everything Colin Kaepernick has done. However, I will say that I support him, and I'm proud of him, and the deal sounds like a good deal to me.
Right.
Yeah. He's also got a Netflix deal as well. Not forget that. Got a Netflix deal as well.
Right.
And see, for all of the people that said, "Oh, where's he going to make money now that he's not in the NFL?" Damn, he's still making money. It's funny how that works.
Right.
How that works. Oh, he ain't gonna make no money ever again. He's still making money.
Exactly.
Right.
He's got varied revenue streams. And I find it interesting that the same people who saying he shouldn't be doing a deal with Disney, yo, you supposed to be this, you supposed to be with the cause. They don't have a problem with Stephen A. Smith, bro, bum ass. Okay,
Please.
they don't have a problem with Marcellus Wiley working for Fox.
Right.
Okay, Fox, not Fox Sports. He works for Fox.
Right.
Okay, the company owned by Rupert Murdoch.
Right.
Okay. They don't have a problem with that, but you got a problem with Colin Kaepernick trying to make a dime. Oh, and he'll be producing his content, and there's probably gonna be stuff that they won't, probably stuff that they will. But the stuff that they don't, he can get it produced, he can get it made, right? And if they don't want it, you can shop it to somebody else. So you use their facility, they say, oh, well, that's a little bit too much for us. Okay, well, such and such wants it, so no problem. I got you. Okay, he's working with Ava DuVernay. He's going to be giving opportunities to other young men and women of color who want to get into that field and produce and make content and all that stuff. So where's the downside here? Yes, he's working for Disney. The same people who are pissing and moaning about him working for Disney are the same ones watching ESPN right now.
Exactly.
Okay, are the same ones that hung on every word in that damn Michael Jordan Last Dance crap fest of a documentary. All right, so miss me with all of your nonsense. Let this man make his money. Just because he's not doing it the way you want him to, doesn't mean that he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing for him.
Right. And also ESPN is Disney owned, so
that's right.
You still ain't leave the ain't leave the races do.
Right.
Here's where I'm gonna do like Mark. I thought he was gonna help me out some, but I will preference this with I am not a biblical scholar, and I did not study the Bible in school. But we all read Matthew 7:15. Beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but are ravaging wolves. And we're seeing a lot of wolf in sheep's clothing over the last couple of months. I say that because Colin Kaepernick has been doing this since, as I said last time, September 2016. Where was Disney? Where was ESPN? I'm not knocking the hustle. Hey, if you could get what you want now, the old saying, better late than never. But I'm just finding it ironic that everybody's coming out the woodwork now. You know, is it a blip? Is it a trend? Or is it just simply pandering? Let's not forget that word, pandering. We see it in politics, but now we're seeing it in business.
Right.
You know, we want to, and I hate using the word, we want to appease people. That ain't making a change. You appeasing somebody is not bringing us to the goal line. You are simply appeasing people. Business has turned into politics. Forgive me for saying that, guys. It's whoever listens to this thinks I'm going off the cuff, but just look at what we're seeing. Like I said last week, we got 1,001 Sam Cooks. Change is coming. You had plenty of time to do this change, people. Let's just keep it 100, as the youngins say, for all the youngins out there. Let's keep it 100.
Right.
But again, as the youngins would say, many people have been ghosted for years. Now, hey, like I said, this could be the spark. I hope it is. But I don't trust nobody. I don't trust nobody's money. I never trusted Disney because guess what? Disney stomped over minorities, but they supported the LGBT, the gay community. Did all that, have gay day. You can't get in unless you're gay. Nothing against the gays, whoever's out there. I'm just bringing up a point. You put minorities under the bus, but you put them on a pedestal. And now all of a sudden you're Sam Cooke. Okay, you know, I give the chance, but like Chandler said, these are the same people that have sold us on ESPN and all of the know-hows and know-it-alls on ESPN.
Right.
And guess what? They got the majority of people, where you at, Malcolm, hoodwinked, bamboozled.
And
come on,
exactly.
They just got you under a rope, and now they even got you picking sides. Oh, we're more liberal. Watch us, not Fox, because Fox is more conservative. This is like watching the news now, guys. Come on, we ain't stupid. We're all grown men on this line.
Yeah,
we're all grown men. Let's
Mm-hmm.
just keep it real. It's become politics in sport. And guess what? From what the ratings say, ESPN ain't winning. So if Disney could get a money grab, which we know at the end of the day that's what they're looking for, and Colin can get a money grab, hey, win-win.
Exactly.
But don't go for the wolf in sheep's clothing. We've seen this long enough, fellas. Come on, I'm talking to 3 African Americans. I live in a different bubble than you, as most would say, though I've never experienced or enjoyed that white privilege. I am talking to 3 African Americans that have seen this movie played out countless times.
Sure.
Y'all have heard the pandering, the promises, the changes.
Right.
I ain't never heard one of y'all talk like Sam Cooke. But I'm hearing everybody else do Sam Cooke.
But the thing is, politics, business has always been politics. Sports has always been politics. That's why they were segregated.
On steroids now. It's on steroids now, Chandler.
Actually, for me, there's no difference than any other time, except there are now more people noticing. The only difference is more people are noticing. Mm-hmm. But this has been going on my entire life. Okay, going from the fact that when Preston Marshall was forced to integrate his team because of politics, because Robert F. Kennedy said, I'm going to take away your 30-year lease, meaning I'm going to take money out your pocket. Okay, and suddenly Preston Marshall was all about, hey, let's all work together. Let's get some black guys up in here. Okay, it's always been this way. Always. What we've always had to do is navigate the waters and try to get what we could and bring on who we could to make it as dark as possible while we're there, so that the next people coming along aren't the only ones in that office. Okay, I've been in many companies as an engineer where I was the only one who looked like me, and then trying to bring on a couple more. So when I left, the next young black man that walked in there, he wasn't the only one. Maybe there was another one, so it was 2 of them instead of 1. So that's the goal. The goal is to get in there and try to make it as dark as possible, bring on some others, so at some point, maybe down the line, and again, it's about the next generation, it ain't about me, so they can have it a little bit better. It's always been politics, but the difference now is, and yes, this is all pandering, let's all be clear, okay, because racism is over, by the way, just so y'all know, because they took down some statues, all right, Uncle Ben gonna have dreads, all right, Aunt Jemima's twerking, okay, and we singing "We Shall Overcome." All right, the race is over. All right, just so we clear. But just in case it's not, get what you can get and get into these spaces where they wouldn't let us in before they closed the damn door.
Right.
What's the old saying, guys? It's best to have a seat at the table than not at the table.
Right.
But let's add on to that. When your ass is sitting at that table, you better be thinking about feeding people that might be coming to that table after you.
That's right.
Far too many times people get a seat at the table and okay, I'm in.
Right. Oh, I got a couple of people on my timeline who have said some things.
For sure, please.
My boy Terrence T. Black people have a problem with black people getting paid. My other brother Edwin, we talking about Cap. Oh no, he's looking for a check. That's from Edwin. And Terrence responded, I don't think it's all about a check, but I can't knock him.
That's right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's cool. I ain't got to listen.
Yeah.
I agree with you. You understand what I'm saying? So I have no problem with that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hell yeah. Let's do a little moving on, shall we? Let's get into a certain. Oh man, this one, I'm conflicted. I'm not gonna lie.
Lord.
Yeah, I'm conflicted here. Okay, Patrick Mahomes. I'm conflicted.
You know what? You conflicted, right, R?
I'm very conflicted. I'm not gonna lie to you.
See, R's conflicted because he got Twitter dragged by the KC fans.
Yes. Yes, I did. But I got him back though. I did fire him back at him. I'm not gonna lie. But listen. I don't think the fans of the Kansas City Chiefs deserves a quarterback like this. He should have went someplace else. I just hate this. I love the money for him because he's a special guy. I'm not gonna lie to you. This man is ultra talented. Make no mistake. And I was talking to our friend Eric Palazzo. We had a little conversation about this not too long ago. And the battles between him and Lamar Jackson is gonna be like epic. You understand? And for what Mohomes is doing at such a young age, let him get even more experience, and we're gonna truly see how truly special this guy is. And at the end of the day, at the end of his career, we're gonna see what his accomplishments are. You know what I'm saying? Yep. He could actually rival Brady for his sixth championship. He literally can. You know what I'm saying? So he's special. He's worth the money. He's worth every penny. Exactly.
Yeah.
Make no mistake.
Yeah. And he's a good kid too. The thing about it is he's a good young man. He has some integrity. He's willing to stand for something. I'm a baseball fan, so I remember his father. He is a lot like his father in his demeanor, his comportment, and his toughness. The kid is tough, and you can see toughness sometimes in people and just how they carry themselves. Not like I'm a tough guy, but he's got some steel in his spine. Exactly. Okay, he's not just gonna roll over for you so that he can get ahead. Listen, I love it, and it, for those who talk, but the team and his team. Listen, man, $477 million. Okay, if everything hits right, it's $503 million, and he's 23 years old. And when he's 37, if he gets every nickel, he'll have made $500 million.
Yes, sir.
Get your pay,
sir.
I ain't mad at him.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that either. He deserves it.
But here's the thing. Me and Chandler talked about it offline, and then reading some articles, like me and Chandler were saying, it's a smart move in paying him now, versus later, because now in the next 2 years, you can sign the players you need to sign, whether it be a outside free agent, whether they make a trade for somebody and give that person some money, and they take care of the overall team and keep the players that they need to keep who are integral to their success, because they won the Super Bowl last year. And he also said he himself also said it's about me signing this deal now so that we can move on. And like Chandler said, he's 23, 24 years old. He still really hasn't scratched the surface.
Exactly.
He hasn't reached his prime yet. I like Andy Reid as a coach. I've always liked Andy Reid. He just didn't win the big one. Now he won the big one, and he got a nice toy. He got several toys on that offense to play with now.
For sure.
So it's a great deal. $500 million. The Instagram models are in his DMs right now. They already know the KC schedule right now. They know the KC schedule for the next 5 years. I'm sure.
Listen, let me just bring our other brother in. David, your mic is live. Welcome to the show. I appreciate you joining us and always giving us great insights. So thank you for coming in.
What's up, brothers? How y'all doing?
All right, man. All right.
Peace, David.
So I'm just listening to y'all talk about this money, and I'm not mad at them. I mean, I think it was a smart move by Casey. I'm not a big football fan, but I understand dollars.
Right.
And and the young man seems to be, worth it from what I'm seeing of it. So, I really don't have anything else to say about it, but God bless him.
Yeah,
God bless him.
Right.
And watch your DMs.
Yeah.
That's really all I got to say about that.
Be safe out there. Exactly.
Yeah. Yep.
Go ahead, Dom. I see you chomping at the bit, Dominic. Go ahead, brother.
I want to know how much guaranteed money it is, because the NFL, you got to look at them with one eye open, one eye closed.
Dom, they said
we know that a 10-year deal in the NFL is.
Listen to this language.
What's the guaranteed money?
$477 million in guaranteed mechanisms. New term.
Mechanisms.
And I read that after the 7-year mark, they can maneuver different ways where he possibly could get out of it and they renegotiate or whatever, but at the 7-year mark. So and it's possible they may renegotiate another time and he might get even more bank. You never know.
Wow. That's a lot.
If he can stay healthy.
Right. Let's hope.
If he can stay healthy. It is football. Right. So again, Kansas City's cashing in early, which y'all talk about all the time. You football gurus pay them now instead of paying them later. Mm-hmm. You know, I get that part. Hey, I'm happy for him. He's in that Mike Trout stratosphere now.
Yeah, right. That's true. Let me,
he's making some.
Matt,
Ernest. Yes.
What are mechanisms? Is that like Bitcoin?
I don't know. I don't.
That's new to me.
I don't know. No, right. Terrence in my chat room, he said mechanisms. They gave him stock or something. No, and Ernest Robinson, who's also in the chat, he said 124 of it is guaranteed cash.
Actually, it's 147 million injury guarantee. They built in a lot of roster bonuses. Every 2 years, put it like this, in 2022, right? At the end of the 2022 season, his 2024 money's guaranteed. At the end of the 2023 season, his 2025 money's guaranteed. Those are the type of mechanisms they're putting in. So once he hits the 6th year, he'll have made about 150 million. The balance of the money comes from year 7 through 10. That's when the balance of the money comes. So if we really want to be honest, he's only guaranteed for a fact, for sure, $150 million.
That's interesting.
They are creative, if nothing else. They are very
exactly. Very creative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's very interesting. You know, so I'm just like,
we all know what a big Kansas City Chiefs fan you is. We all know you love the Kansas City.
Let me just.
I know you're happy.
Let me add to this. Let me add to that. Okay, now I gave him props, but now here comes the other side. I'm glad you mentioned injuries being a possibility, and I know I'm evil because I wished last year during that Super Bowl that he would suffer a season, and I was close because he did have a little bit of an injury, but he did have an injury, but it wasn't a season. Huh? What?
I see it. Another Twitter dragon in your. I see it.
I'm just saying.
Keep talking though. Keep talking.
I'm hoping this time I get the real deal. And again, I love.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. I love the Cats getting paid, but I want to see an injury. I don't want these Kansas City fans getting too happy. You know, because my man Kim John didn't throw that missile over in Missouri and take care of those people over there. So I was very highly upset about. What? I'm just saying.
That's foul, brother. That's foul.
What?
Yeah,
I'm just saying, it's
that's
true.
Foul, man. That's foul.
Bring it up,
what
Tim
was foul?
I'm gonna make sure they. I'm gonna make sure they find you.
No, what was foul was them trying to get at me because I pointed out an observation and a reasonable one at that, and they got mad at me because that wide receiver, if he's suspended, he reduced our chance of getting the Super Bowl. I'm like, so the guy could go punch his kid and his woman, and you are right with that in exchange for a championship. Gotcha. Right. So to the fans, I say, hey, I'm sorry. Don't give a crap about them.
It is the NFL. What if they don't have a job before football season starts? Antonio Brown might be on Kansas City.
He just might. You never know. You never know.
Let's be no joke. Their standards are a little low.
I'm just saying, yeah.
Real. Their standards and their moral fiber are not as strong. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry. I just can't stand those guys. I'm sorry. That just pisses. I'm very, biased against them. So forgive my ignorance right now. My bad. Sorry. So let's do some moving on now. You're gonna tell me this name. I'm sorry. I can't with the Cleveland Browns tight end. David, what?
Njoku.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you.
Njoku.
Njoku. Yeah, you're gonna tell me on that one. I was like, okay, what the hell? Sorry, my bad. But apparently he wants to be traded. Now, I do understand that there was the implied inquisition by the Jets, or maybe not inquisition, but they tried to kind of like tie it in together in regards with Jamal Adams and a possible trade. I could have sworn I saw that. I'm wrong.
No. Listen, the Jets
are you saying wait? Whoa! Are you saying no, as in don't do it, or no, that didn't happen?
Know that the Jets have 3 tight ends. Cleveland has 3 tight ends.
Okay.
Although Njoku is better than any tight end on the Jets roster.
For sure.
However, that makes no sense for them to make a trade for tight ends when they each have 3 tight ends. So
okay.
But yes, they may have tried to inquire about Jamal Adams.
Okay. What are some of your guys' thoughts on
that? It makes sense for him to want out of Cleveland. They're not going to use him properly. They kind of crapped on him when he fought his way back from injury, and the previous regime basically told him, go sit in the corner. We don't need you. But while they were losing games, and he was healthy and they didn't play him. And I don't think he gets along well with Baker Mayfield. I don't think he particularly cares for the quarterback.
Okay.
He needs to go somewhere, and they don't want to pay him. So it's the trifecta. He is good enough to be a starter on anybody's roster. He's an every down tight end. But the teams that could really use him already have their tight end. Philly already has their tight end. Dallas already has their tight end. San Francisco already has their tight end. Baltimore already has their tight end. I don't know where he can go outside of maybe New England or Miami, maybe. Now, I could see the Dolphins making a play for him because, you got a young quarterback that's going to play at some point. David Njoku was a great security blanket. He can block. He can go out in the pattern. He's not just, one-dimensional tight end. You put him in that offense that Brian Flores is building, that's a pretty good damn offense to Miami.
Right. Not bad. And it, like Chandler said, Cleveland went and signed Austin Hooper, and then they drafted a tight end.
Yep.
Wow. So what is? And the coach has said he wants to use Njoku, and there's a spot for him, which may be true because the head coach, he did do that in Minnesota, and he knows how to use multiple weapons. But Njoku is sitting there going, okay, we got ODB, we got that wide receiver, we got these running backs, and we got 2 other tight ends. Am I going to get the ball? It's my contract year. So I understand him wanting to leave. And like Chandler said, he's a very good tight end. He can do everything you want a tight end to do. And listen, he's a big guy. He's fast, excellent hands. He's only 25, 26 years old. So, coming back from the injury, hopefully he comes back healthy.
Right.
He's a weapon that somebody can utilize.
All right, because I was about to ask how was the page. To set it. Other gentlemen, Mr. Sanford. No, well, you don't watch football like that.
Yeah, let me just add this. Yeah, I don't watch it, but my thing with the NFL, I think one of my biggest issues with it, and I don't know if I can really articulate it, but I'll try.
Okay.
For a team sport, it seems like pieces move a whole lot in the NFL.
They do.
And it's like, I don't understand the rosters because, if you follow 1 year and then maybe you're 2 years removed, I don't know who these people are. And so names just fly all over. I mean, there's a lot of movement in sports, the NBA and so forth, but it seems like things are built, a little differently. And the NFL is one league that really makes me feel that people they're not even shy about the fact that you are expendable.
Right.
And, what happens when one season has to carry over to the next season in terms of loyalty either way. So I just don't. I think it's back in the 70s. I was a big football fan. I used to like the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I could name their roster, and I could tell you all these guys. Nowadays, I don't know who these people are. I turn it on, and I'm, I just look at the colors of the helmets and stuff, and I say, okay, that's the Jets, that's the Giants. But you throwing out these names. Don't worry about not being able to pronounce them. I don't even know who the hell they are. So you could have said anything. And I'd be like, yeah. So that's my take, honestly.
Yeah.
Hey,
the only thing I can add to that is, David, you articulated that so well. I'm not even going to say that.
That was it. You took him out the mix, huh?
Because I hate the NFL anyway. So
yeah, well, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys hate the NFL, then I'm sure you're gonna love this next topic. Seems a lot of pandering was going on. So I see that they're gonna start playing the Black National Anthem at the games now. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Guess what? You want to talk about insulting? That's just what it is. It's ridiculous because I'm just like, so now you're going all in on this BS that you're now putting out there in this false propaganda. So you're going all out. You're going all the way out with this. You know what I'm saying? It was bad enough with the fake apology, the sorry ass pathetic apology from Roger Goodell, the NFL commissioner, and now on top of that, you want to lay down the playing of the Black National Anthem.
So I heard that they're going to change the color of the football from brown to white so that they won't feel bad when they kick it.
Right. I mean, it's ridiculous, dude.
Guys, a long time ago, the Soviet doctrine was to divide us to conquer us on the battlefield.
Yes.
Right. Divide and conquer. It's been around since the Stone Age.
For sure.
The then Soviet Union decided, hey, we're going to give this a try. It was actually part of their doctrine. If we could divide them, we'll conquer them because they'll beat each other.
Right.
They'll beat each other before they beat us.
Yep.
Then came a wise woman named Rice. What was her name? Not Rice. What was her name? Condoleezza. Yeah, Condoleezza Rice.
Yeah.
She was the one that sold us on, we don't have to listen and we don't have to fire around and we'll take them down. That threw their doctrine out the window. But now we have incorporated that doctrine amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
Figure that out, guys. Figure that out. Just throwing that out there. When you talk about not separating, but you're separating, what's the end goal, guys? I said this earlier. What is the end goal in all of this? Well, I don't know.
Hey, Dom.
Yes, sir.
Here's the trick bag, right? Now you know everybody and their mother is going to kneel now, right, for the national. Well, wait, this is before they said this about the Black National Anthem, which is it's a hymn, by the way, not an anthem, it's a hymn. Right. First of all, all right, it's a hymn. But before they mentioned the hymn, everybody's going to kneel. Everybody's going to kneel. The peanut vendor was going to kneel. The peanut vendor was going to kneel. The parking lot attendant was going to kneel. Everybody was going to kneel. So now you play this, right? Nobody can kneel. And then right in the first panel. So see, that's the trick bag now. Oh, right. You'll stand for that, but you won't kneel, but you won't stand for that. So guys are going to have this. Listen, dude, this is all, like you said, it's pandering nonsense, but it's also a trick bag.
Yes, it is.
Now they found an end around the kneeling. They found a way to get around the kneeling so they can pacify the politicians who they got money in their pockets who keep them with their antitrust exemptions. Okay, keep in mind that this is about money and billions of dollars. How do you get antitrust exemptions? You have politicians in your pockets. How do you get around trademark violations? You have politicians in your pockets. How do you get such favorable leases from cities? Do you know the New York Yankees didn't pay taxes to New York State for 30 years? 30 years. George Steinbrenner didn't pay a dime in taxes. And then when they finally came for him, he gave like 1 year's worth of taxes and was like, yeah, I'm good. Okay?
just like the New York Knicks haven't paid taxes for almost 40 something years.
But that's always a slippery slope, guys. We can go down the list of major companies that have bamboozled the government.
Yeah.
But let's keep it real. Again, guys, the smart guys like R and Chandler, they're going to read them loopholes.
Yeah.
They ain't stupid. You put this loophole in here thinking nobody would read it. I read it.
Right.
Okay. I'm going to use it. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me because, again, don't hate the player, hate the game he's playing in.
Hate the game,
you gave him the ball. You gave him the ball, and now you're mad because he's playing with it. Really? Come on, guys. If you didn't want me to have the ball, keep it in the closet.
There you go.
It's just another form of. Again, guys, I asked the same question I asked 20 minutes ago. What's it going to change? I'll go back to my good friend Sam Cooke. You know, change is coming. So we're going to give you a national anthem. And guess what? Let's say people don't kneel. Let's say people do kneel. Is it still about what you were kneeling for? Because if it was just about you changing, if it's just about you changing the CD, then guess what? Again, you've been hoodwinked. You've heard these stories over and over, guys. Come on, man.
Yeah.
But let me throw this in there because this is what my real problem is. Okay. The pandering and all that, you're absolutely right. My issue is play that at the game. Look, racists are petty people. And I could not imagine because the lyrics of that hymn, as Chandler correctly pointed out, I mean, that's some deep stuff right there. And you play that at a football game and you get some of these racist people showing their ass during that, I'm going to have problems with that. Because if you've ever been to a national hockey game, when they play the Star Spangled Banner, they're yelling out all kinds of obscenities. They already fighting. I've been to Rangers Islanders games.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So the fights are starting before the game even started. They play the national anthem on. You talk about respecting the flag and all that stuff.
Oh, please.
Spears flying, the curses, and I'm talking about. And these are the female fans. So so you play lift every voice and sing. First of all, half of them are going to be like, what the F is this? And then they're going to start making all kinds of comments and things like that. I don't know. I don't know. I would not want to be in any stadium where that's going on because I wouldn't be sitting there tight. So that's the other part of it is when you're playing that, first of all, how many African American fans go to Jets and Giants games, like ticket wise. You got these seats in there. You know, I went to one game at the old Meadowlands, and they were corporate seats because a friend of mine worked for a company that had seats, and it was a damn preseason game. That's the only time I ever got to go to a football game, and I'm talking about this was 25 years ago.
Wow.
So you know, most of us get to watch it on TV. I couldn't imagine being in a stadium in some of these places and having that played and the disrespect. So that's my.
You're not lying about that, David. You're not lying. That's an excellent point because just like you said, man, you see these individuals. You know, we've seen. Listen, even if you haven't been to a game, but I'm pretty sure you've seen some stuff on YouTube and how these fans are acting. You understand, either before or even during the game, for that matter, and their behavior is way out of control. You understand? And then that's without me even factoring the alcohol factor. So to speak. Right. You understand what I'm saying? So imagine with that being thrown in there and the type of actions you're going to see that's going to be displayed out there. So excellent point. You know what I'm saying? Because the disrespect is going to be at a level that we've probably never seen in respect to that.
But David is right. It may not be a football game. It could be a baseball game.
For sure.
It could be any game.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not like everybody is super attentive during the national anthem. Let's just be honest. You know, those of us that respect it or whatever, those that may still respect it, but again, football is a bad example, guys.
Yeah.
Because you got people out in the parking lot drinking from 7 o'clock in the morning, and it's a 4 o'clock game.
Yeah.
It ain't a 1 o'clock game. It's a 4 o'clock game.
Right.
And now you're in the stadium drinking. So you're already toast. Matter of fact, the fuckery you're committing during the national anthem, you don't even know the national anthem is being played.
No.
Because you're so toast. You're so tore up that you probably think they're playing Rick James.
Yeah.
You don't know. Because you're so damn high or drunk. You don't know what the hell's on that loudspeaker.
Yep.
How about we just do this?
Right.
I've heard this suggested. I'm not for it. But if you want to pander and you want to stop with all of this, just stop playing the national anthem.
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
That's it. Stop playing the national anthem.
There you go.
Is it gonna take away my 20+ years of service? No. I didn't join the service because of the national anthem.
Right.
Just stop playing the national anthem. Those that don't like it, all right.
Well, we already know
that
whole being played, that anthem. You know what I'm saying? This is like paid patriotism. That's all it is.
Yeah.
You understand that, and that's just what it is. That's where it came from.
But why? But even I'm to the point now, where I'm asking why. You know, here's the funny thing. You always hear the word patriot. Oh, patriot. He's patriotic. Ain't none of them patriotic fist waving served a minute.
Right.
So what are you patriotic to?
Right.
If you're patriotic just to the flag, I ain't knocking your hustle. Trust me, I'm not knocking your hustle. It's an old saying. You can either stand behind us or in front of us. Yeah, we'd rather you stand in front of us. But hey, if you want to be that patriotic guy waving the flag, be quiet when the national anthem's on.
Right.
I want to see what you're doing outside the game.
Well, you know, I can tell you what they're doing outside the game, and people might disagree with me. But you know what? Here's the thing about this whole flag thing that bothers the hell out of me. They say, "Oh, don't disrespect the flag. Don't disrespect the flag." But at the same time, you're wearing clothing. You understand? Which is disrespect, because you're not supposed to do that. You understand? You're not supposed to do it at all. I see, like they got diapers with the flag, so the kid is literally crapping on the American flag. But that's not disrespectful, though. No, not that. No. And there's many images. You understand?
Exactly.
So to me, these type of people are hypocrites. You understand? You know, they're hypocrites, and I really don't give a damn about them, to be honest. Because there's a few times in my life I've come across people like that, and we've had this conversation. And once I drop the knowledge on them, what I just drop right now, they have dead silence. It's crazy. You don't hear them say another word. How are you going to counter that? How are you going to counter that?
Absolutely. Now, there is.
Now we had this conversation before. If me and you and Mark's at a game, and I stand and I have my hand on my heart, y'all kneel. Y'all don't stand. Y'all do what y'all do.
Right.
Tomorrow morning, we're gonna get on the phone and we're gonna talk to each other. Hopefully.
Right.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure we're gonna say, "Hey, man, that was a pretty good game." Whatever the important event was.
Yeah.
Come on.
Right. But we don't have that maturity level no more, guys. And that lack of maturity level is in every color, shape, form, religion, sex. It's just gone, guys. All of us are on the phone. Like Dave said, he used to root for the Steelers. He knew who was on the team.
Yeah.
Them days are gone. Every part of that world is gone.
Yeah.
Sure.
And not to switch gears. You know,
sure.
it's like what I don't know if you guys heard. I don't want to change the subject, but it's McCutcheon.
Yeah.
You heard the story. You heard the comments from McCutcheon, the Yankees with this kid, that kid.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? You know what, Mac? I love you. I don't got nothing against you. But the Yankees have a standard.
Right.
No, I know that.
Right. Well, the Yankees have a standard, whether you're a Yankee fan or not. The Yankees have a standard, and they're going to uphold that standard. If you don't want to be a part of that standard, then grow your dreads, have a beard, and you're not going to play for the Yankees.
Right.
Stop trying to change everything overnight.
Right.
You don't like their standards. We tuck our pants in, we tuck our shirt in, we wear our hair nice and neat. We don't have goatees and dreadlocks. Nothing against dreadlocks, guys. I'm talking to the Yankees.
Right.
But everybody wants to change the world overnight now.
You're right.
They're taking away my individualism in a team sport. Okay. All right.
But Dom, you're right about that. And the thing is, though, like I work in a high school, and I always tell the kids, you got to pick and choose your battles. And if this is if this is what you're willing to go down for, then by all means stand by it and live with the consequences. So you can't, on the one hand, take the Yankees' money. I mean, they're paying you a lot of money. You understand what's going with it. You understood. You went in this willingly, and it's understood. There are 29 other teams. If that's what you're willing to go down for, then by all means. But don't be a hypocrite and look for your paycheck on every first and 15th or whatever that is. But I mean, it's not. I don't think it's a difference. It's one thing like Kaepernick. He had this. It was bigger than him. And what he stood for and his stance was bigger than him. But if we're talking about dreadlocks and facial hair, is this really what you want to put all your energy into it? Because it's almost like the boy who cried wolf. You pick the wrong battle and you raise a stink about something, and then when something really goes down, people are not trying to hear you because you already used up all that energy. So
he did it 2 years after he played for them.
Exactly.
He didn't say anything when he was there, and maybe he should have went to
somewhere else.
No, well, he could have gone to Steinbrenner's Sons, gone to the GM and said, "Hey, listen, I want to wear my hair like this. I want to wear my beard like this. Can we have a concession where you meet me halfway, where I don't have a full beard, but I have my goatee or whatever, or my dreads are cut lower, whatever." He didn't do that. He just came out and bought the other day.
Yeah, he's not like the kid. What was it in Jersey or whatever? The high school wrestler where they went out there on the mat and cut his hair. It would have been a different thing if he was out there in the outfield and they said, "Hold up, time out," and go out there with the scissors and cut it off. Dude, you did it yourself. You shaved. You cut your hair, and then you played for the team. All right, so
and like Dom said, that coming in when you play for the Yankees, that you are gonna have to conform to what they want on the field.
Always been that way,
right? Yep. And there's nothing wrong with standing again for McCutcheon. There's nothing wrong with you saying how you feel. And then there's nothing wrong with the Yankees upholding a standard in which they've had for 40 years or however long it's been.
100.
So if you want to split hairs, then you either play for the Yankees or you don't. Right. It isn't that complex.
And
but Mark brings up a good point. He waited for the cows to come home to bring this up.
No pun intended, right, Dom? Splitting hairs, no pun intended.
Yeah. You know what?
Damn you.
But you know what, though? David is right, because when you look at this and you apply it to a larger scale, people that go into the corporate world, right? Oh, I want to be able to do this. I want to be able to look like this. I want to be able to dress like. Listen, man. When you ask that company for a job, that company said, "This is how we do business. This is how we do business. Right, wrong, and indifferent."
Yeah.
Right, wrong, and indifferent. This is our standard. You said, "I'll take your money." Well, if you ask for a job and you say, "I'm willing to take your check," you now have to conform because you asked them for the job. They didn't come out, drag you in there, Shanghai you, chain you to the desk, and be like, "Get to work." You went there, you sent out the email, you went to the interview, you said, "I'm willing to do this," you signed on the dotted line. And that's that. And listen, I understand now if there's companies that now, if it's for religious things and everything, if you talk about it beforehand, you say, "Listen, this is my religion, is this gonna be a problem?" And they say no, and then they flip it on you, absolutely fight like hell.
Right.
But if you go in knowing what the standard is, you do not then get to complain because your eyes were open going in. Yes. And we got too many times now where people want to go into something knowing what it is. And I'll use the military as an example because everybody wants to change the military.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't want you to yell at people, and we don't want this. Let me be real clear with you. All right. This is how the military operates. If You don't like it? Don't join.
Right.
Okay? Don't join.
Right.
This is how we do business. This is how we keep each other alive. Okay? This is how we get to come back. Hopefully.
Right.
So you don't now get to join an organization and then complain about it when you ask to be there.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, exactly. No doubt.
And you do it 5 minutes in. Like, you didn't know.
Right.
You had to get a haircut.
Yeah, man.
You didn't know you couldn't
Don't make no
wear
damn
a goatee
sense.
unless you have a shaving profile. You knew this 5 minutes ago.
Exactly.
Now all of a sudden you swear in and you want to change the Army. The Army been in business for 200-something years, young man. I don't think they're changing it for you. Same thing with McCutcheon. The Yankees have been doing this for umpteen years. We appreciate your candor, but you threw me. And I didn't mean to go this far, guys, but it was just on my head. But it threw me for a loop. If you would have said, yeah, you know, the Yankees' haircut and mustache policy is, but you used the word individualism in a team sport.
Right.
So did you not feel part of the team because you couldn't wear dreads and wear a goatee? But like David said, you went to the ATM machine.
Yeah.
You must have been using those braille keys so nobody could see your face.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And Dom, you're right. Here's the other thing that I'll say this, and you know, as I get older, I see this more. But everybody's not a martyr, and a lot of times we like to make ourselves these martyrs for causes that are not worth martyrdom. Right. You know, so something like this, if it's, you know, about the hair situation, the Yankees have. I'm not a Yankee fan. Look, I'm a Met fan. So, but the Yankees have a tradition of winning, and there's nothing in that policy of the hair that has prevented them from winning 27 championships, and people have bought into what it means to be a New York Yankee. And through that indoctrinating in them, they win. And so the fact that he wants them to change the hair policy, there's nothing in it for the Yankees to say, well, you know what? It's worth maybe revisiting this and changing it. Now, if you're a Mets fan who's won 2 championships in 50 years, then they might say, okay, well, maybe the hair has something to do with it. Maybe, you know, hey, at this point,
give it a shot.
Look, they can wear what they can wear something else or put, you know, whatever it is, you know, they can go out there if it's going to help them win. So I think challenging something like that with the New York Yankees, with a team that has 100-year tradition of winning, I think it's a losing battle to fight, and especially coming, as you say, 2 years after you were already taking their money. What's the point now?
He should have just kept that to himself and kept it moving, and not even ventured towards mentioning it, because it's neither here nor there.
Now
it's neither here nor there.
Right now, just for R, so that we can move on because he's getting antsy. But just for R,
no, I'm not getting antsy. What are you talking about?
I'm just joking. My Yankeeism is going to come out now. There's a reason we have catchphrases like "pinstripe pride." The lore of the pinstripes. There's a reason for that, guys. I didn't make it up. This happened long before me. Let's keep it real. It happened long before me. That there was a aura of wearing that uniform.
Yeah.
Now what are they going to tell us? We need to put our names on our shirts? No. The Yankees have a tradition of you know who number 7 was.
Sure.
You know who number 5 was. You knew who number 2 was. We don't need names.
No.
A funny story. I'm in the PX one day, and this is a long time ago, and I ran across a Marine, and I said, I've been wanting to ask this question for years. Why don't you guys have your name tags on your shirt? This dude looked at me with a face. I wanted to leave before he gave me the answer because he made me so intimidated. Now I'm a E8 at the time, and the young soldier, young Marine as they call it, and he looked me right in my face and he said, "Because we don't have an identity crisis like the Army." I'm like,
wow.
Wow. Oh shit.
Wow.
You know what I said? honey, can you pay for this? I'm gonna go outside.
Yeah.
I couldn't have no comeback for that shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
We don't have an identity crisis like the Army. I'm like,
wow. Yeah.
And here I am with my name tag on my shirt.
Proud.
Dumb.
He was like saying you don't know who you are.
Dumb. He sunned you.
Yeah, that was bad.
Honestly, guys, I don't think I'm a talker, and I've always been with my voice and that.
Yeah.
But that was one of the first times in my life that if I could have created a comeback line,
you didn't have one.
I wouldn't have used it.
Yeah,
Right.
I wouldn't have used it. I would have just said, honey, can you pay for this stuff? I would go cool the car down. That's how astonished I was. Like, this
that's hilarious.
Right to identity crisis. But you know what? Years later, I started. Believe me, I don't want to compare the Marines and the Army, but the Marines and the Yankees. But years later, that's how I felt about the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
They never had an identity crisis. The NY
is universal.
That was it. Right. That was the catchphrase.
Right.
You know, you got people wearing Yankee fans don't even know where they play.
Yeah.
The NY, that interlocking NY is just so, it's synonymous, man. And you got a guy, again, I like McCutcheon. This isn't personal.
Mm-hmm.
It's just really
just keep it quiet and keep it moving.
That's it.
We're going to pay you $7 million. We're going to pay you $7 million to play for the Yankees. We need you to get rid of that goatee. You know the policy.
Yeah.
Or has an option.
Either you accept it or you don't. Exactly.
And
it grows back. It grows back.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And
grow it back.
Since I've been threatening your goatee for the many years I've known you, I get to cut it off, right?
Yeah, as soon as I punch you right in your face. Before that, okay. Yeah. You'll never.
Have you ever had a job where that was an issue?
Almost. That's why I'm not working for them now. Because I was like, I'm not doing that. But again, my choice. Just like it's been pointed out, it's my choice.
But the gray has always been a signature for Rodney. I mean, Rodney was 12, 13 years old with a gray patch in his head.
Exactly.
That was his trademark.
Yeah,
so now that he doesn't have the hair, it left him. So now he grows it out here.
There you go. Thank you, David.
So I tell you, he was
cut that goatee off. Huh?
He was the oldest pre-adolescent I knew.
Exactly. Well, you know what's funny about that? What's funny about that is all the kids used to call me grandpa. Yeah. Now I'm like 11, 12 years old to be called grandpa, and I'm like, yo, I was like, this pissed off, but I was like, you know what it is, it's stupid, and that's just what it is.
It's all good, Gramps, Pops, whatever you want, whatever old name you want.
It wasn't that color when you was a kid, was it, R?
Somewhat.
Wow.
Somewhat. Yeah. It took me 30 years just to grow this.
Yeah.
And it's white now, but I'm a little old.
I was just saying, man. It was cool, man.
Now Rodney just has the disposition to match the hair color.
Yeah, there you go.
He always had that. He always had that.
Angry old man.
Old man.
Angry old man.
Rodney, remember there was another Rodney Jones in the neighborhood?
Yes.
There were two Rodney Joneses. And so they would always say, the one with the gray, and then you do that.
Exactly.
Could you believe it? Can you believe it? There were two Rodney Jones.
Yo, and this Rodney Jones was I think he was like a mulatto.
Yeah.
He was a mulatto or whatnot.
Okay, so if you see R, look at R, and just think of the total opposite. That was the other Rodney Jones.
That was the other Rodney Jones, man. Exactly. That was crazy. Straight hair and everything. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
It was like I was living in a bizarro universe.
Wow.
It's ridiculous, man. But let me get back to the sports thing.
Right.
I think one of the final topics we got tonight. I'm not sure if you guys doing overtime sports. I can't beat if you are. But our favorite ex-Nick, 34-year-old Max 6'11's guy, J.R. Smith, signing with the Lakers. Wait. Chandler's favorite guy. I forgot about you, Chandler, for a minute. Yeah. J.R. Smith signing with the Los Angeles Lakers. Did he get a 1 year or 2 year?
I'm not sure, but
because I didn't see any details released about that.
Right. I'm not sure, but for me, it's a good deal because they lost Avery Bradley.
Mm-hmm.
And but here's the thing: JR hasn't played in 2 years.
Right.
Or like a year and a half.
Okay.
He's 34.
Mm-hmm.
He was declining as a player in Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much is left in the tank, and maybe the year and a half off.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that'll help him. But they signed him basically because of he's familiar with LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
When he's right and has his head on straight, he's a really good 3-point shooter.
Mm-hmm.
He can put the ball on the floor and get to the rack.
He's got size.
Yeah, he's got size. He's a solid defender. Yeah. And you have to live with the ebbs and flows of JR and sometimes the maddening things that happen with JR. And it's a good signing though.
Well, here's the thing. I always like JR, but you know, his age is 34, his mind is 12, and his liver is 50. So
oh my God, man.
So you just don't know which JR you're gonna get.
Exactly.
Right. And you don't know that from possession to possession, minute to minute.
Exactly. You know, the end of the game can get kind of shaky. You don't know.
Jesus.
He kind of fits in for a. I mean, when you think about it, guys, using the law of averages, how much harm can he do in 2 months?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
You know, he does the good out. He's not as good as Bradley. Let's just be honest.
No.
Bradley's solid.
Right.
He's more of a solid ball player than JR. Mm-hmm. Again, like David said, you don't got to worry about which JR is going to show up today or tomorrow. You got to worry about that by the quarter.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which JR is coming off the bench, which JR is coming out the locker room.
You already know, brother.
But you know what though? In all honesty, to give him a fair shake, he's a little older now. I think he's married. You know, he has
a daughter.
Right.
Okay.
So maybe it may have took him a little longer to get to that mature level, but hopefully he's gotten there. You know, I like JR. Everybody needs that.
I like JR too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. When he was a Knick, I was happy.
Yeah.
I was like, something's gonna happen.
Like, something's gonna happen.
You'll see that again.
Yeah, right. You may see something that
kept you on your toes.
Yeah. You just gotta check that Gatorade bottle.
Oh, but there you go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it ain't laced. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Exactly, one. Yep.
Hell yeah, you already know. Trees and Henny, exactly.
Honestly, to be honest,
yes,
I hope they never even make it to Orlando.
Same here.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
No, I'm with you, brother. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Because another thing is we've seen. I was thinking about this earlier today too. We've seen certain players, you know, maybe because of injuries or they're just, you know, they don't want to play with that whole COVID thing. Certain players, you know, and notable ones at that, they're not going to play. I was thinking about this, and I said, well, damn, how is this going to shape the season with different teams? You know what I'm saying? If they were like at their full roster best, so to speak. You understand? Compared to like, you know, a second tier or even a superstar not playing.
Yeah.
You know, how it changes the dynamic. You understand what I'm saying? You know, you might have a favorite team that now because of this and their key players don't want to play, now they're not favored anymore. I was thinking about that. It just changes the whole dynamic. You know what I'm saying?
Here's another dynamic, that I was thinking about because I heard something in the realm of it and I just started thinking out loud to myself. 20 teams are being invited to this bubble. Right? Mm-hmm. Let's forget about the bubble is getting cracked in the state of Florida right now. But out of them 20 teams, how many teams going into it with this COVID-19 over us, how many of them actually have a chance to win a championship? So what is your end goal as Ron Jones? Possibly prospective free agent next year or the year after that. You know, you're willing to, and I'm not going to use the terminology, put your life on the line, but you're exposing yourself possibly to something, and your end result is you went down there for 8 games, 10 games. If you weren't one of those teams that made the playoff. Now, do the math on that. Let's say you lose 3 games, and now right now you're mathematically out of it. Do you get a chance to say, you know what, I'm done, I'm going to go home? The team, just the whole team say, okay, you know, we're mathematically eliminated. Damn, who's on the schedule? We're supposed to play next game. We're just going to go home. You know, the bottom line is, guys, we said this forever. I don't mean to beat it, but do the ends justify the means? I still ain't sold on that part, guys.
Me neither.
I'm not very sorry for all those.
No, you're right.
For all of those basketball want to see sports back on. I get it. We were all desperate.
You already know how I feel. You already know.
Yeah, we were desperate, guys. Come on, we may have been fence walkers, didn't know what side of the fence we went on, but sooner or later, for a few of us at least, the reality check set in. This is not a good time. No, and then like I said, when you factor in who actually has a chance to really win, and you're going to put yourself in a bubble for 2 months, 2.5 months.
I don't.
Like I said before,
I'm with you.
Like I said before, if you have to come up with this many excuses to play,
that's true.
Call it George.
There you go.
And next year's another time.
I agree.
Doesn't make any sense.
I don't even know what this is. I haven't even really paid any attention to it. You know, so I don't even know what they got. 20 teams that are going there. They're going to do some kind of semblance of a season. I don't know what any of this is.
It's just really stupid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any damn sense.
So how are they going to do
that's a good one.
How are they going to do this? The draft. The draft is going to be when? Players
They haven't said.
They haven't said yet.
No, they haven't.
Okay, they haven't said anything yet.
I thought it was supposed to be the end of July, August, somewhere around there. We'll have to look it up.
Sure.
But again, you got a guy like Bradley Beal, which the Wizards shouldn't have been invited anyway. Let's be honest. They shouldn't have been invited. Maybe the clock went off in his head and said, "What am I doing?" But
right.
You know, and
he said it was his shoulder.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I know. I got a cold. I didn't want to join y'all tonight because I didn't want to sneeze on my screen. Really? Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
You know, it's sooner or later, guys. You got to think about tomorrow. This ain't a movie in Annie where the sun will come out tomorrow. You know, it's getting cloudy. It's getting cloudy out there, fellas.
Right.
But Bradley Beal is probably
the biggest star.
Yeah. To say,
nah.
Hey, you know what? And you know what? We're talking about the NBA, but I equate this to all sports right now. Baseball, as much as I love baseball, I think they're rolling the dice, and they're rolling bigger dice because guess what? They're playing in different places.
This is stupid too.
Yeah. You don't know. Like again, like you got a crystal ball. Okay, it's not going to be that hot in Atlanta.
And then you have coaches like you have a coach like Mike D'Antoni who has a pre-existing issue, not COVID related, but if he was to be around somebody and catch it, it might affect him adversely. He's 60 something years old.
Popovich is in his 70s.
Right. Yeah, but the difference for me in baseball, and maybe it's because I love baseball, you can't really socially distance in those other sports like you actually can in baseball. You cannot have everybody in the dugout except certain people, where you can have them seated far enough apart. Listen, the outfielders are more than far enough apart. The infielders are more than far enough apart. Now, the batter and the catcher and the umpire, not so much. They, as far as their protocols, with the fact that you can use an entire stadium, they have underground pitching mounds. Like take Yankee Stadium, you go to the Great Hall. The Great Hall is 60 feet 6 inches. So most of these teams in their stadium, they have enough space where they can do it relatively safely. All right.
And
I'm using the word relatively. you know.
Right. And that being said, Chandler, I was with that because you remember me saying the best sport that would have had a chance would have been baseball due to the social distance. But then all of a sudden, I started hearing players in baseball saying, "Nah, I'm not down. I'm not." Again, I understand. I understand both sides of the spectrum, but I also understand that you can't preach that we don't know enough about this, but then avoid that we don't know much about this when it comes to sports.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I don't get that part, guys.
Yeah.
A lot of this is peer pressure. I talked about it earlier. Joel Embiid did an interview where he literally said basically he's playing because he feels like he has to. So it's peer pressure.
Right.
For some of these guys. He said, I don't think it's safe. I don't want to go. I don't think it's going to work, but I feel like I have to go. So he just basically told you he was pressured into going. Peer pressure, right? A lot of these guys that are going, they don't, trust me, they don't want to be there. But it's that whole, I might let my teammates down. What are the fans going to say? Then you got these announcers they're using the coded language again. Well, who could blame them but. I don't blame them for staying home, but.
Right.
They had this opportunity and they can stay home and I'd understand it. But everything that comes after but is bullshit. Okay? But it's enough to put in the heads of these young athletes who feel pressure already to perform. And some of them, they got family members whose hands are deep in their pockets. Yeah. Talking about, how I'm going to pay my rent if you don't play this year? How I'm going to do this? What about Uncle Pookie? You know what I'm saying? Uncle Pookie sitting there with his hand out.
Yep. Yeah, when y'all going back?
Well, Joel Embiid's a bad example, Chandler, especially coming from you, because you always say he don't listen to nobody to stop eating hamburgers and beef patties.
No,
but now he's gonna jump. Now he's gonna jump on board to go play with.
Dom. It's Dom. It's the Jolo rice and the stewed chicken.
I'm sorry, I got the food wrong, but you know what I'm getting at. Now all of a sudden, he's concerned about peer pressure. And you know what, guys? We've all been there. Yeah. Sooner or later, you got to put your big boy pants on and make a big boy decision based on David Sanford, and Chandler, not Billy, Bob, and Joe. Because guess what? If you get sick and something happens to you, they're moving on.
Yep.
So
they're gonna move on. I don't mean to be so coy about it.
So let me ask, because I don't know anything about it. You said it's 20 teams in the NBA.
That's going to the bubble, Dave.
Yeah, 20.
Did the Knicks make it?
No.
They should have made it though, because on defense they've been social distancing for the past couple of years.
No, the reason it's 20, right? You know the reason it's 20, right? So they could get Zion in there.
Exactly.
The only way, they had to justify getting Zion there, so they had to bring some extra teams to make it look like, we want to give everybody a chance. No. They just wanted the Pelicans there so they can make money off Zion. Let's be real honest about it.
And hopefully they make the playoffs.
Exactly.
It's all about the money.
It is. It always has been.
But it's to the point now, guys, and we've talked about this for a while. Mac, Chandler, we talked about this for a while. It just don't feel right, guys. I don't mean to sound I don't mean to sound wimpy or nervous, And nobody's saying you should be afraid of death. Right. But you should live while you're alive, and you don't want to put yourself in the position where this all might end. Damn a contract next year. Mm-hmm. Again, guys, we keep preaching the federal government ain't saying this, ain't doing that, ain't doing it because we don't know enough about this. Would the NBA and the MLB have better scientists, better doctors that they're not sharing with us? Are they selfish? Are they like an Apple product, which I endorse and I use? They don't share well with people. Yeah, but do these sports leagues know more than us? Do they know more than these doctors and scientists? Do they have a special cure?
Yeah, the owners know that they won't take any risk. Listen, the owners know they're not taking any risk. So it's all good for them. There's no risk to the owners. No matter what happens, there's no risk. Mm-hmm. If they don't play, they'll get money. If they play, they'll get more money. Where's the risk? Going out there and dribble that ball and punt that football and hit that baseball. You go ahead. Right. I'll be right. I'm right behind you. You're
right. Because it's not like they're saying, well, look at the people who work in the stadiums and who work in the arenas, who sell in the concessions. because there's nobody to sell to. So it's not like you're saying, well, people have lost money and we're worried about them, so we need to bring the sports back because people are dependent upon that income because they're still not going to be there.
Right.
So
again, if it don't feel right, and we're not the the end all be all, we're four guys. But again, there's four of us that are like, Then there's players that are like, if you get 2 or 3, the risk ain't worth the reward.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Absolutely. 100%.
And it ain't about thinking outside the box. It's about thinking as an individual. Mark is like, no. And you know what? If David is like, yeah, I'm going to give this a shot, God bless you. It's an individual decision. And if you're solely motivated by the dollar, be very careful.
Yeah.
Be very careful.
Yeah.
We all want to make money, guys. There's a difference in making money and being motivated by that money.
Right.
There's a big difference.
Right.
The old be careful what you wish for, you just might get it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But we all know, unfortunately, that young men in that age range, especially athletes, honestly, they're more followers than they are leaders.
Oh,
we all like Mohomes. This was such a great leader. They're followers. Okay, they're followers. And if LeBron and CP3, say, well, I'm gonna play, and they look at him, I gotta do what LeBron say,
right?
Because the king, So these older veterans, in many ways, are taking advantage of these kids, these younger these followers. It's just like Patrick Beverly said. If LeBron say we gonna play, we gonna play.
Yeah.
He don't give a damn what anybody else say.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
And again, guys, it goes back to there comes a time in everybody's life we get to that fork in the road. We get to that point we got to put our big boy pants on. If you choose not to put your big boy pants on and be totally influenced by others, this is your end result. Let's just hope. Let's hope, pray, whatever we do as individuals, that this does not turn really south really quick.
Yeah.
Because the handwriting's on the wall, guys. We can't keep avoiding that the numbers are rising, though statistics show the numbers are rising due to testing, deaths are down. We get all of that. We get the number game. But again, the risk is still there. And until David comes back on this line and says, hey, guys, guess what? I found a cure.
Right.
I found a vaccine. That's the only thing that's going to make, I'd say, 90% of people say, wow. And until that day, and then again, of course, you'll have your conspiracy theorists saying, I don't take shots, I don't do this, I don't do that. Well, that's on you. Right. I'll be online, guys. Yeah. Trust me, I'll take a picture and send it to you. That shit comes out, I'm going to be online. I done took enough shots that I knew nothing about, and I'm still here talking to y'all. So, guess what? I'm online, fellas. I'm a send it to David. Dave, look at that. It's a little stiff, Dave, but I feel a little better.
But you know what? It's a numbers game.
Arm that's growing out my back.
Yeah, exactly. But Dom is right. It's a numbers game. There was there's a couple of scientists who did them. They just ran the numbers. Numbers are numbers. Okay, so you can't debate with numbers. Okay, every so many thousands of people, there's a death. All right. If we apply this to sports, if you add up all of the athletes and all of the sports that are coming back, we got over 1,000 of them. If we add in the support staff, coaches, all those people that are going to be involved, someone's going to die.
Well, John Hopkins, who I've been watching their numbers, as of today, we still have not hit percentage-wise double digits per test, per death. We still not have yet hit double digits, like let's say 10%. We have not hit a double-digit number yet.
Right.
But that being said, guys, I don't care if it was 0.0003. There's 3 is there for a reason. Yeah. That means a percentage of this large group didn't make it.
That's right.
You understand? It's different when you go into war and you start calculating, you know what? We all ain't coming back.
Yep.
Just got to keep it real. We all ain't coming back. But in this case, like Chandler started out with, numbers don't lie, but people can lie with numbers.
Yes, they do.
And that's the sad part, guys. Yeah. If you're going to try to hoodwink me like I can't read and I don't understand that 0.07% is still a number,
Right.
If that number was 0.0000, you got me. You win.
Right.
If John Hopkins is telling me that, not David Stern, not Bob Mansfield. If John Hopkins University, who have been tracking this from day one, if they told me that number is down to 0.000, I'm in. That means somehow or another we made it out of this. But until we get there, guys, ain't no risk worth that, man. Sorry, you say what you want. Even me with the stupid numbers. We haven't hit double digits yet. Even me with that dumb statement. But then again, me as a grown man would say, that number's still there. And obviously, we're not the only ones. There's guys that are being affected by this that are saying, hey, Dave, you know what? Good luck, bro.
And
I'll see you next year.
Talk to the people who have lost people. Talk to the people who have with.
Yeah.
That little bit of percentage, that hurts 100% of the time.
Exactly. One, like we keep saying, guys, one person. If David came to me and said, Dom, I'm a little skeptical.
Yeah.
Even if I was on the fence, me and Dave are friends. We've been teammates. We've been buddies if Dave said, Dom, you know what? Me and Dave's walking out together. I'm not going to say I don't care about the other guys because at the end of the day, they made an individual choice. Me and David got together and said, no. And me and Dave's going to bounce. I'm going to wish my teammates well. Yeah. But you had that same opportunity to say, hey, guys, there ain't no money in the world worth doing that.
Well, Freddie Freeman did that today. He said one of his teammates, I forget who, has it and is suffering some of the symptoms. And he talked to him on the phone. And he said, you know what? No, I'm sorry. It was Nick Markakis talking to Freddie Freeman.
Yeah.
And he talked to Freddie Freeman, and just in hearing how Freeman sounded while he was talking to him on the phone, right? Hearing the labored breathing, he could hear that this person was sick. He's like, you know what? I'm good. I'll see y'all later. I'm good.
And the scary thing, guys, it shouldn't have to come to that.
No.
We know the data. We know what we don't know, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
We know what we don't know. So it would be like you, and men do it all the time. You make a wrong turn. Yeah. And you don't want to listen to somebody to get you back on the right road, right? We've all done this. Now we got fancy GPSs, phones, and all this good stuff.
Right.
But sometimes your hard-headedness gets in the way of making common sense judgment.
Yeah.
But in this case, guys, we ain't talking about going down that road that we're trying to get down is kind of blocked.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's got warning triangles out there. With the what do you call those things? The flares.
Yeah.
And you're still willing to go that route.
Yeah. All signs are saying don't go this way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Road closed.
Yeah.
We done shut down states, guys. Think about this.
Yeah.
We done shut down states, and we're on the verge of going back to where we were.
Yes.
But for some reason, the NBA and MLB are immune to it.
Yeah.
And
the rest of the country's not.
Mm-hmm.
And the NFL, we got to give the NFL credit. Oh, the NHL.
NHL.
We're shutting down states again, guys, or on the verge of doing it. Right here in North Carolina, actually. They're thinking about going backwards because the numbers rose.
Yeah.
The only saving grace is people with a little bit of sense of saying, well, we're testing more. We've outdid everybody in testing, so we're going to get more positive results. The deaths are going down. But that being said, the only way to stop the numbers, now let's say all the testing was done. Hypothetically, all the testing was done. Does that mean we just jump back into shark-infested water? Knowing there's still not a cure or vaccine. So what do? We go from phase 1 to phase 2 to phase 1 to phase 2 to phase 1 to phase 2.
Yeah.
Right.
But no major sports network is catching on to this.
Yeah. Harvard said nobody's coming to campus. Yeah. Harvard University got all the money in the world, got some of the smartest people, I'm not a fan of Harvard and how they do business, but there's some smart people go to Harvard. All right.
Yeah.
They said, you know what? Nobody's coming on campus. Everybody's learning remotely. Yeah. There's a lot of universities doing that. And then you got the state of Florida and said, hey, send your kids to school. Right. Really?
Right.
Now,
really?
Now in Florida's defense, and I have no love for that state. It's just too hot for me. But they, again, another prime example, guys. They were the example of numbers going down. We gradually try to get back to some sense of normalcy. It backfired. It's just simply backfired. Why? I don't know. I'm not a scientist, doctor. I don't play one on TV. But somehow, some way, that plan they had went back. And again, we're going to keep it in the sports world. What makes you think your plan ain't going to go backwards? Mm-hmm. Again, do you have some magic wand that you ain't sharing with the rest of America? That would be kind of selfish of you, but hey, God bless you.
Yeah,
I don't get it, guys. I just simply don't get it.
Right. And with that, fellas, we're gonna have to end the show. I want to thank my crew, Dom, Chandler, David, for tuning in with us. Everybody out in Facebook, YouTube land, thank you. This is In the Paint, the realest show in sports. We should be back on Friday. I gotta check with R first though. But subscribe to the YouTube channel, In the Paint Media Group, really showing sports, disruptive media. Peace, y'all. Thank you.
Peace out, brothers.
All right.
Be safe.